Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for the segment, we have Jae Yang. He's the CEO of Tacen to discuss trends in the digital asset space, crypto compliance and regulation, and the politics around it. Jay, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks for having me.
And let's start with a high-level overview of your thoughts around the digital asset space. Are we decoupling from the macro environment? What has you positive, negative on the space?
It's hard to tell because there are so many things that are going on in the economy at large that the narratives about crypto almost doesn't matter right now. And we've seen that crypto prices are moving, lock in step with S&P. So it's hard to tell, but there's a lot of things that are happening technology-wise. For example, Ethereum 2, or ETH merge just happened. And a lot of the actual development is happening even as the downturn is ongoing.
Yeah, it really is the technology around the digital asset space. It seems to have investors and developers excited. But I want to talk about some of your thoughts around compliance and regulation. I took a look at some of your notes and hacks continue. The SEC is not letting this go away. There will be no decoupling from regulation. So what are your thoughts around that?
Yeah, so we've recently seen Kim Kardashian getting sort of like going through the enforcement actions, and she turned out to be just easy case for them. And so we're going to continue to see more DeFi projects or token offerings or projects that are doing anything with token beyond their target. And there's so many of them that have just violated or didn't think about compliance angles. So I think SEC is going to have a pick of a litter in terms of like enforcement targets. But what I am seeing, however, is a interest from developers in decoupling and separating themselves out from sort of like a U.S. Economic hegemony. They're one of the biggest stablecoins, MakerDAO, is thinking about sort of long-term plan to separate themselves out from the U.S. Dollar regime, which is good for them, but it's also quite worrisome.
Well, I mean, it is worrisome for investors. At the end of the day, whether you agree with the SEC regulatory policies or not, their mandate is to protect investors, right? So if you want mass adoptions of these digital assets, there comes a price, if you will, to have engagement with the investing public. So
right.
The SEC is at least making moves to help protect investors. But what's interesting is, and you noted this, that many politicians, domestic and abroad, are starting to review their crypto supportive stances because of fraud that we've seen and losses in the industry. Do you think that is the appropriate move to take, or is it one of those things where regulators and politicians should work together with the industry?
Yeah, so a few states have been very crypto, friendly or forward-looking, but they haven't seen a lot of job growth in the, states that have been very friendly toward crypto. And as the midterm election comes up, focus is entirely on job growth and election-related items. So crypto seems to have taken a backseat for a while, and there's a reluctance from various state regulators and even senators in being very vocal about support of crypto because of sort of like failure from the industry to kind of provide the growth in economy and jobs that these states were looking for.
So Jay, explain to me where Tacen fits within the digital asset ecosystem, and what are some of the solutions that you're looking to provide?
Yeah, of course. So Tacen provides a full suite of consulting service, but mainly what we try to do is help projects raise with compliance in mind. So there are founders who are technically oriented, who are just not familiar with any of the laws that are on the books. And these are not new laws. These have been battle tested. They've been around for very long. In fact, securities law has been on the books since 1933, and of course they have gone through a lot of iterations. And I disagree with many of my colleagues in that these are just insurmountable odds. They are in fact something that you can navigate through. So we help entrepreneurs who are working in the DeFi space, who are working in the crypto space, navigate these, make sure that they understand sort of like what they shouldn't say in the public. So like providing guidelines and playbook and that sort of thing. But we also have a sort of different mentality when it comes to designing a new generation of exchange. So we're seeing a lot of decentralized exchanges that are going to be hit with same compliance hammer, which is, well, are you doing enough to prevent bad actors from trading on your platform? And so we're also developing software and tooling around that.
All right, Jay, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thank you again.